Okay, here we go. First question is what is a database? A day. Okay, sure. You can even type if you want. Right. So what is the database? You can say like this. If you want to write like this, a database is a collection of organized data. It's a collection of organized data. A database is a collection of organized data. Collection of organized data that we store. Collection of organized data that we store and retrieve whenever we want. Collection of organized data that we store and retrieve whenever we want. Okay. Example student database. Example student database. Give 3 advantages of manual databases. Disadvantages. Well, less secure, less security, takes up a lot of physical space. Less security, less efficiency. Less security takes up takes up more physical space. It's difficult to edit, search and update. It's difficult to search and update. Lack of privacy. So many disadvantages there. Give 5 advantages of computerized databases. Increased security. Can be networked. Easy to backup. Reduced data duplication. Takes up less physical space. Reduce cost. And you can't exactly say. Yeah, you can't exactly say that, Pudha, because it depends on the size of the database, because it involves having the servers, database development and everything, networking. It can cost more than the manual databases sometimes. Well, usually it is costly, but it's cost effective, because initial cost is high but a lot of benefits are there. Therefore, we can call it cost effective but not expensive, right? Draw the structure of the relational database. Well, that goes like this. You have the database on top. You have the tables. Draw at least 2 tables there, and then one table can be table consists of records and a record consists of fields. So we call it like this. A database is a collection of related tables. A table is a collection of related records. A record is a collection of related fields, and fields have data. Okay. Give an example of entity. Well, student, book, vehicle, house. Can be anything, right? Okay, so if it is vehicles, Fatima, what did you put? Vehicle. If it is vehicle, attributes or fields would be vehicle number, vehicle color, engine capacity, number of wheels or like that. Then the make, model. If it is house, it would be house number, number of bedrooms, number of stories, color, so on. Right, is it clear? Date of registration for vehicle, right? Yes, correct. Yeah, if it is if the entity is employee, it would be employee number, employee first name, last name, telephone number, date of birth, date joined, date confirmed, and so on. Right, clear? Yes, manufactured year for the vehicle. Good, very good. Right, so you understand, right, up to that point? Okay. Another homework, what is that? That's related to theory. So we'll take it in when you have 2 periods, double periods, right? All right. So now you know that fields are used to store data. At the bottom of the the structure, we have the field. Inside the field only we keep the data. Now, when you look at data, data are facts. They are raw facts, and they can be treated in different ways. Some of the data, they have just text. They have just letters. Some of the data, like passwords or codes, they would have numbers and text and special characters and so on. Some of the data might have only digits or numbers. Some of the data will have numbers as well as some decimal points, and some have decimal points. It's you have numbers, decimal points, as well as a monetary value such as dollar, rupees, pounds, anything, right? And then some of the data you may have seen, like they have only one of two values, like it will have either true or false, right? On or off, pass or fail, married or unmarried, dead or alive, right? They will have only one value of two values. Then some of the some of the data might be dates, right? Dates. Now, when it comes to dates, there are basically two date formats. You know what they are? Basically two date formats. One is the US format, the other one is the UK format, right? Right. Do you know how US format is written? US format is written MMDDYYYY. Now you can have long date format or short date format. Now there are sub data formats in these, but basically in US format we write month first, date second. In UK format we write date first and then month and then year. Right. Now when it comes to the exam, your exam is is based on UK date format. So your computer will be having US date format. I just changed my date format to UK format in the previous class, so I will show you how to do that. So you have to be careful in the exam not to get mixed up with these two date formats, right? So UK format has DD and US format has MM starting. So either you should be careful about the two date formats, or you should have your system date format changed to UK format before the exam. Right. So let me show you how we can do that in the computer, because computer's default date format is US, because the Windows is from US. So if you want to change it, you go to control panel. And you need to go to region. Here, region. In region, all you got to do is just change the format, this format, to US or UK. Now I will change this to US first and then back to UK, right? So the moment I change to US, see, the month comes first, 6/11/2020. If I change back to UK, not only the date format, now see the short date format, long date format, time format, even the currency format, everything gets changed to UK format, right? Okay, you see the system date format is now matching the UK format, DD, MM, YYY. Okay, right. So some of the data can be treated as date. Some of the data can be treated as hyperlink, like that. You have different types of different dates, different forms of dates. Data. In hyperlink, of course, when you click on this, it will take you to the online resource. So you can see that there are different ways the data can be treated. So these ways are called data types. Data types, the way that we can treat the data. Some of the data are treated as numbers, some of them are treated as numbers and characters, some of them are with decimal points. What do you call well, if a data item has only text, only characters, it is called text data format. It is treated as text. If a data item has numbers and characters all together, it is called alphanumeric. Have you heard about alphanumeric? Yeah? No? Yeah. Alpha is for text, numeric is for number. Okay? Right. What do you call numbers, the whole numbers? Positive or negative whole numbers? You call them integers. Integers. What do you call numbers with decimal points? They are called real numbers. Okay, right. Then this one is having a monetary value also. Therefore, this type of data is called currency, monetary values. And this type of data where you have only one value from two values are called logical or Boolean. Heard about Boolean? Boolean. Right, Boolean actually comes from Boolean algebra. In maths, there's a section called Boolean algebra, right? Which was found by a mathematician called George Boole. It's there in the book as well, in 19th century. So in Boolean algebra, we work with two state values, either true, false, 1, 0, like that. So ultimately, it will be stored as 1 and 0. If it is 1, it can be represented as true. False can be represented as 0. If it is on, it can be represented as 1, and off can be represented as 0. So these are logical or Boolean data. An example implementation would be student, whether he is pass or not, right? So we can see that there are different types of data, and also remember that there are main data types as well as there are sub data types. For example, if you take number, that's the main data type. Integer, real, long integer, short integer, float, they would be sub data types. Clear? Right, now take a look at the table there, page 307, 20.1. Alphanumeric or text stores letter, number and special characters such as punctuation. Now the example given there is a telephone number. It's supposed to be a telephone number. 613, then dash, then 555, so on. Why is this treated as alphanumeric? Alphanumeric means both text and numbers. Why? Because yes, there's a special character which is the hyphen there. Now hyphen can't be included in numeric data type. At the same time, now our numbers, they go as 0, 8 and so on, right? Even this can't be stored in numeric data type. The reason is it has a leading 0. Now leading zeros will be omitted in numeric data type. Now in maths also, we don't if you want to write 25, we don't write 0 to final. We omit the 0, right? So likewise in numeric data type, the 0 will be omitted. Therefore, if it is telephone number, if you want to have leading 0 and dashes or spaces, you need to make it alphanumeric or text. Okay. In alphanumeric, even the numbers are treated as text. For example, if you make a number as text. Now this number will be accepted in here, but it will be treated as text. You put 5, but you put it as text. And if you have another text which is 5, the thing is you won't be able to add these two. You won't be able to use it in any mathematical calculation because they are treated as text. Even in programming also it's the same, right? In programming, if you add these two, what the output would be is 5 5, because it will just join the two. If it is integers or if it is numbers, the output would be 10. This will be added. Okay, that's the difference between the text and number. Number treated as text. If you put a number into a text, that is also treated as text but not a number. Okay, and you won't be able to use it in any calculation, right? Take a look at date. Stores days using day, month and year. Example, date of birth. Logical or boolean, store one of two values such as true, false, yes, no. For example, is 30 greater than 40, question mark, yes or no, or false or true. Currency stores monetary values, cost of ticket with a monetary symbol. Numeric or number stores numbers, numeric such as distances. Clear? Right. Next page, there's an activity. Let's do this activity together. You just need to match the example data with the data type. Magic wand, what is the data type? Page number 308. Magic wand, Fatima, magic wand data type. You don't have? Okay, then how can I show you? Okay. Fatima, do you have? Okay, so magic wand. Yes. So magic wand goes to alphanumeric or text. It's the same book, yeah. Ayyo. You are waiting for another book? You have it? Yeah. Do you have the book with you? 308. 308. Okay. Since you don't have the book, I will just write a little bit like the data, example data. So the first one is it says magic wand. So it's text. So the data type is alphanumeric, right? Alphanumeric or text. Okay, Fatima. Yeah. Okay, the next one is what is it? Next data item is 17/11/2019. So this is a date. This is a date. Okay. Right. The next one you have like this. What is this data type? Currency. Good. It's currency, right? Because of the currency symbol, right? Okay, so the next one is something like this, and it is numeric. Actually, you don't have. Hold on, you don't have the like that. It's just a number, so it's numeric or number. The next one is something like this. What is this? Yes, good. This is logical or boolean. Good, right? Okay, lastly, you highlight this section in the book. It says database structure. A database consists of one or more tables. Highlight one or more tables. Right. Then it says a database with one table, just one table, is called a flat file database. Flat file database. Now, what a flat file database is that there's only one table in the whole database. Remember earlier when we looked at the structure, we saw a database is a collection of related tables, but in this one there's no relation. There's only one table, just one table with all the fields, right? So in this one you are going to have the student details, student data, you are going to have the parents data, you are going to have their subject details, everything, their achievements, everything. So the problem with this method is, like, now if you have one particular student, for all his subjects you will have to repeat their parent details, achievements, telephone numbers, all the contacts and everything, right? Let's say we are having a subject here, one particular subject, you put the marks there, right? And the same subject can have another mark on another in another term, right? So you put another mark, and then what happens is you are going to repeat all these. So flat file database is going to be full of mess, and it's going to be a lot of with a lot of duplicated data duplication or data redundancy is going to be high. Data duplication is also called data redundancy. Okay. Therefore we don't really go for flat file database unless it's a very small table, small amount of data. What we do is we go for what is called relational database model, relational DB database model, where we have several tables and these tables will be linked or they will be related to each other. I will show you how these can be linked later on. Clear? Right. Also, can you highlight this part? Records are rows, records as rows, same page. Contain data about entities such as people, films, objects, locations. Then highlight fields as columns. Store attributes about each entity such as gender, date of birth, height. Okay, can you also write this as a note? In that space you can write. Okay, you write like this. An entity can be a person, an object. An entity can be a person, an object, or an event. Wait. For entities we create tables. For entities we create tables. Then you write fields are attributes. Or characteristics. Fields are attributes or characteristics of an entity. A record is an instance. Of an entity. A record is an instance of an entity. For example, if the entity is student, a record would be one particular student's details. A record would be one particular student's details. Okay, lastly, take a look at that table. There's a table 20.3. Salman, you won't be able to see that. Right, you get the book, find the book for the next class. Okay, so Fatima, tell me, how many fields are there in that table? Very good, there are 5. ISBN, title, author, publisher, year published. How many records are there? No, not 4, 3, that's right. There are details about 3 books, and in that table the first column is ISBN. And Salman, do you know what ISBN stands for? It stands, yeah. Okay, yeah, it stands for International Standard Book. That's right, book number, which is usually a 13-digit or a 10-digit number. And can you tell me, like, if you look at that ISBN number which starts like this, 0, 3, 9 and so on, what is the data type we can use for this ISBN number? Fatima? Actually, you can't use numerical number because there's a leading 0. Okay, so it has to be alphanumeric or text. So ISBN, of course, since we have to use this 0 as the leading number, we need to use it as turn it to text or alphanumeric. Understand, right? So even if you turn to the back of your book, you will see the ISBN number of this particular book, and you can see it is also barcoded. The barcode is there as well as the number is also printed. The reason is, if something goes wrong with the barcode, if it doesn't read the barcode scanner, then still you can type the barcode, the ISBN number, and put the entry, right? That's why they have the barcode as well as the number printed both. Okay, so I think that's it for today. Next day we are doing a practical, which is creating a database. Therefore, make sure that you have the book as well as your laptop ready with the software, which is Microsoft Access. Yeah, that's it then. Tell your friends that I'm sharing the video, the recorded video of this, so that they can follow it, right? Okay then, bye, see you, good night. Okay, great.